Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Today is Tuesday. It's the 19th of November, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what I've been crafting today. Notice I didn't say stitching. I've been doing more than just stitching today. This is unusual. First, I did stitch, so let me share that with you first. I am going to be starting my temperature tree in January with several of my stitching friends. And so I am trying to get the tree trunk and the branches stitched before January. So today I was real excited because that was my bingo call for today. And I put in 719 stitches in this tree. So I did finish this branch here, and I came down and finished the trunk. So now I can go back up and I can do the branches all the way across, or I can go over here and do them all the way up. So either way, this is the side that I'll start on for January. So I think I'm just going to keep going around this way, at least to the middle. And then I can come back down here and meet myself going back up. But this is a beautiful fabric. It is not the called for, and it's not what we ordered to stitch on it, but that has arrived, and I will share it with you. We had ordered a piece of beautiful fabric called Meadow View, and it's a screen print fabric, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to tell what it really looks like because the light is blowing it out because it's so light on Lugana. But if you can tell, the bottom is green for the grass, and the top is blue for the sky. But it is so pale. I'm not sure the ladies are going to really like it. I hate that because we paid for this fabric. But anyway, I'm going to get it to them. I hope my friends like it well enough to use it, because I feel bad because I'm the one that ordered it. We went online and found it together, and we ordered it together. It wasn't like I said, hey, let's get this, it'll be perfect. We actually all thought it would be. So you never know. When you have to order stuff online and you don't get to see it, you never know what you're going to get. And that is why we get so excited. Those of us who live in Georgia, where we don't have a shop, we get real excited when our friends have pop-up sales, or when we can go to Garon Stitchery, or we can go somewhere that has a real store. So anyway, this is my fabric, and you can see it is a lot brighter blue than what they're going to be using if they choose to go with it. But I'm going to get it to them as quick as possible because they're going to want to start their tree as well. So there you go. That was my stitching, and I got a lot of stitching in this morning. I had a friend who came over today to help me with some sewing projects, and before she got here, I just hit it hard. I got up early and I stitched on my temperature tree. So I am very excited about that. Anyway, there's my stitching for today. So I mentioned my friend came over and helped me with a couple of sewing projects. The first one I'm not ready to share with you yet. It is my friend's quilt that has the Raggedy Ann and Andy embroidery on it. But today what we did was sew the binding to the front, and she showed me how to turn it and slip stitch it. And I haven't slip stitched it yet because I didn't want to sit here and try to do that while she was waiting on me. We had another project to do that she was going to be an instructor for me on. And but I will, as soon as I get the slip stitching on it completed, I'll show you what my friend did. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't wait to share it with you. It is beyond my wildest dreams. I'll just tell you that. So the next thing that we wanted to do is I had stitched a freebie from Teresa Kogut recently, and the name of it is I Stitch. And it actually says, I stitch, that's what I do. Well, that suits me perfectly. So I had gone to Joann's and I had gotten a beautiful batik fabric I thought really complemented my stitching, and a contrasting fabric or complementary fabric rather that I felt went well with it. And I wanted to make it into a project bag because I thought I always like to have stitching projects going on about stitching. And so it's fun to have a bag that, you know, reflects what's on the inside. So today, my friend Sue and I made a new project bag. And this is it. I am so thrilled. Now, I don't have a zipper pull on it yet. I was just going to put a charm on there. And then tonight, my friend Lisa and I had dinner together because she was in Gainesville for an appointment. And so we decided to have an early dinner. And when she came by, I showed her my new bag. And she took some scraps with her because she does beautiful bead work. She wants to bead me a zipper pull. So, I'm so excited. So anyway, this is the bag, and I am tickled that it worked out okay. It's got polka dot on the inside. So my friend Sue is a beautiful quilter, as you can tell, because this bag would not look anywhere near this nice if it hadn't been for Sue walking me through every step of the way. And I just think it's gorgeous. I have the batik on the back. So there's my project bag, everybody. I'm so excited. And that means that this is now FFO'd. I have an FFO. Very tickled about that one. So I guess you could say that kind of spurred me on. And I had already been looking at what to do and thinking about what to do with a Christmas piece that I stitched, probably a year or two ago. And I knew it was going to be a long, skinny piece. And so when we were in Alabama back in October, when I went to the retreat house that I shared with you, we went to Garon Stitchery, and I found this little bell pull set that was only 5 inches opening. And I thought, you know, I think that's the right size for this little piece that I want to finish. And I liked the color to go with it as well. So I looked in my stash and I found some things to go with it. And this is how I finished this one. Isn't that cute? Now there's a little space right here because I'm deciding whether I'm going to put a 2024 charm or whether I'm going to go in and carefully embroider the year, or if I'm just going to put a series of buttons, like another big button there or something, because this has a ton of buttons. I think it's just really, really cute. It says, "Star shone with heavenly light, shepherds gazed with awed delight. Wisdom came with hearts alight, the Christ child was born that night." And I think that's just beautiful. What I would love to do was maybe, I think, embroider the year down here or something. But I made it long enough that I could embellish it just a little bit in the stitching right here, even though I hadn't decided exactly what I wanted to do. So here it is. Isn't that cute? Now, I actually sewed this little hanger into my piece. I sewed it in because it's not going to be for anything else. It's a permanent fixture. It's a permanent solution for this one. And so I just went ahead and sewed that in there, made sure that it was good to go. So there you go. There's another FFO. I'm so excited. And these are Christmas ones, which is great. This one is anyway. So I'm happy about that. Very, very happy how that turned out. So thanks for letting me share that with you. And Sue, if you're watching, thank you again. Thank you for all the work you put into that quilt. It's absolutely gorgeous. And also helping me with my project bag. I really thank you for your patience and your generosity of your time. Thank you. And your talent. So there you go. I did a little sewing today. It's not my best skill. I'm working at it. But we made it work today. We made it work. Now, at this point, I think I'm going to say goodnight. I need to go and see what my stitch is going to be in the morning. I actually have a follow-up with a physician tomorrow, just a normal checkup kind of thing. And then I'm going by a alterations place to have my couple of pair of pants hemmed for me that I'm taking on my trip. And so I have some things I have to get done tomorrow that are time sensitive. And then when I get home, I'm just going to be able to stitch. I am excited about it. So I have some friends I may get to go to lunch with on Thursday if they're available. I've invited them, and they're checking their calendar and letting me know tomorrow. And in the meantime, my plans for the rest of the evening are to stuff my Christmas cards. I have written my Christmas cards, and I do a little Christmas newsletter, just a front and back kind of here's what the year brought for us. Then I put it in, especially the cards for people that are out of town that we don't get to see very much. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that with them. And I'm going to get those stuffed tonight so that I can put them in the mail tomorrow. And I also want to get my sister's present in a box ready to go to her for Christmas. So I'd like to go by the post office tomorrow and get all of that taken care of. So I'd have a big day of errands to do tomorrow and get them all done and out of the way. Oh, I'm out of breath. I hope you've had a great day. You can tell I have. I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to have these finishes. I'm excited that I got to put some ideas together that worked, and invigorated by the creativity that I got to use today. It was wonderful. So now I'm going to let you go, hopefully back to your crafting, or maybe you were stitching while you were watching. That would be even better. And in the meantime, until we speak again, happy stitching, happy crafting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is the 20th of November. It's a Wednesday, and I am here to talk to you about what I've been working on today. Hasn't been stitching, but it has involved a needle and thread. I have been working very diligently today on two things. Finishing my Christmas decorations, which means putting up my Christmas trees. I did say trees, yes. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And then I wanted to finish my friend Cheryl's quilt and her little pillow that I'm making to go with her quilt. My idea is that the quilt could be either a doll bed quilt, and hence the pillow, or it could be a wall hanging, and then she could just have the pillow as extra. So I'll first show you the pillow because it's smallest. I had one of the embroidery squares this size, only one. And I love the fact that it says Forever Friends because this is for my friend Cheryl. And so I used the backing fabric from the quilt, and I made sure I had the Raggedy Ann doll face there. And I just stuffed it full as I could, and I did just a little tiny portion of the seam on the bottom that I did some hidden stitches in, and there's the little pillow to go with it. So, you ready to see the quilt? Today's task that I had to accomplish was to put my label on the back and to bind the quilt. So first, I want to show you the quilt, and I may have to stand up to do this for you, so let me move back and let you see the quilt. Now, I will remind you, these squares were hand embroidered by Marlene from Stitching by the Lake, and she gifted them to me a while back. I would say possibly even a couple of years back. So I want to show them to you a little bit closer. So this one says, happiness is a warm quilt. So it had to go into a quilt, obviously. And this one says, nothing. Just got the radium with the hearts. And then you've got your middle square. It says, I Heart Raggedy's. The bottom here says, Stitchin' Annie. She is actually stitching on something. It looks like a quilt to me. And then the bottom square is Andy and Anne together. So now I want to show you this beautiful quilting that my friend Sue did. Sue has a long arm quilting machine, and she offered to take this to her home and quilt it for me. So on the white embroidered squares, she did this just random, wonderful squiggly lines that filled in the space, and she stopped at the embroidery. So the embroidery piece looks completely smooth inside all the lines of embroidery, and I think it makes it just pop off that fabric. I really do. Each of the squares are done that way. I love them. So now let's look a little bit closer. Look at what she did in that red square. I know you can see the pattern, and she repeated that in each of the red squares. So the quilting is phenomenal. This is the back of the quilt. This fabric I found online. It was from an Etsy seller, and I had never seen it in my friend's shop. Now, I haven't seen everything she carries, but I don't remember anything like this, but it looks so vintage to me. Even if she has it, I don't think she'll have anything made with it. But I'm hoping she's never seen it. I hope I have a big surprise for her when she sees the quilt. So my job today was to hand stitch the binding down all the way around. Sue showed me how to stitch it on the front with the sewing machine, and then I pulled it over, ironed it, mitered the corners. She showed me how to do that, and I hand stitched it down all the way around today. That was my job. So that and the pillow I got done today. So today I spent my day quilting, not stitching. And I'm thrilled. I can't tell you how long it's been since I've made a quilt. I know the last one I made was for my husband. It was one of those t-shirt quilts. And I learned on the first one I made him, it was terrible. And then I learned to put stabilizer under the t-shirt material. And that second one looks so much better. But, I think I've made a quilt since then too. I made one for my sister. I cross-stitched her initials like a monogram, but I used the Jim Shore letters, and I used smaller count fabric for the two smaller monograms, and I had the middle one on a larger count fabric so it was bigger. And then I made a quilt around it. That was the last quilt I made. I'm not a good quilter. I don't do well with it. I don't know why. But I will tell you something. Sue saved the day. I had put these squares together, but my fabrics were just, I had measured the strips and sewed them to these blocks. And some of the blocks were just slightly different in size. So Sue helped me. She showed me how to square them up. She helped me trim them up. And then she and I laid these out the way I wanted them. And I did a row at a time and made my quilt top. And then she took it and did all this beautiful quilting for me. So I did the hand finishing. Now I want to show you the label. So I had this small, tiny embroidered piece that just has Anne inside a heart. So Sue recommended I get a fabric pen, something you can write on fabric with. And I bought that this weekend while Sue was here. And after she left, I wrote Handmade for Cheryl by Dina, 2024, Merry Christmas. This will be her Christmas present. And I wrote it on this little square, and then I whip stitched these two sides to the quilt and caught this in the binding so that it's down in the corner, but it'll be her label on her quilt. So Marlene, if you're watching, I used every single square you sent me. I used 5 in the quilt, 1 for the label, and 1 for the sweet little pillow. And I cannot thank you enough. You were so kind to share those with me. Marlene had contacted me and said, I found these cleaning out my craft room, and yeah, I know you have a friend that collects these, and would you like to make her something? And Marlene, I'm sorry it took me so long, because it did take me a number of years before I actually even tried to tackle it. And I'm so grateful to Sue for helping me make it come to fruition. So there you go. There's my friend's Christmas present for this year. So I'm going to fold it up softly and put it aside. Now tomorrow I have a great day coming. I have 2 friends that are going to come to the house with me to visit for a little bit, and I'm cooking dinner or lunch for us. And we're just going to visit a little bit before I go out of town. I have been isolating for about a week, just trying not to catch anything. And so I didn't go to my guild meeting tomorrow because there's so many people there. But these 2 close friends I will not see. I have not seen them in a couple of weeks, and I'm not going to see them for 3 more. And I just said, if you guys don't mind coming to the house, I'll cook lunch for us. And that way we can just sit in the big dining room. I can sit at one end and they can sit at the other. And I don't have anything, and I'm trying to stop from catching anything before I go on my trip. My husband has not been isolating as much as I have. He went on to church Sunday. He went and sang in the choir for a funeral Sunday. Today, he feels like he may be getting a cold. So he has strict instructions to go to the med stop and be sure that's all it is. And if need be, get whatever medicine he needs and get it going, because he's got a few days to get well. Just a few. I want to show my haul to you. I don't have a lot of haul that I share. I tend to tell you when I buy something special, like a piece of fabric when I travel, or a pattern or 2, especially when I'm starting them. I'll tell you where I got them and when I got them, but I'm not a big shopper unless I go to a cross-stitch store in person, and then all bets are off. But I got one of these. I know you've seen these. These are to put your perforated paper in when you're stitching like Mill Hill kits. And if you remember, in my plans for next year, I want to do 2 Halloween Mill Hill kits alone. I have more than that in my stash. I have a whole series of Christmas Mill Hill kits too. But I thought this will come in really, really handy. And you know how it works. I have to be very careful. I have caught my finger in this already, and I have a blood blister. But these magnets are extremely strong. Extremely. There's one on both sides. So when you get ready to put them back together, get your fingers out of the way and just let them, did you hear it snap? Let them catch each other. Because the first time I caught my finger in it, and I'm telling you what, it's sore. It really hurts because it's so strong you can't get it back open to get your finger out of it. I mean, it's just pinching. It's rough. So if you get one of these, be very careful with it. It'll bite you. It will bite you. But I'm looking forward to, I'm going to put this in my project bag with my Mill Hill kits that I've got for next year. And so I don't misplace it. I'm going to go ahead and put it there. And I was waiting on this, been waiting on this for 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm so excited I got it. The person who I bought this from sent me a wooden bobbin, thread bobbin. Isn't that cute? I think that would make a cute little embellishment to a floss ring or a zipper pull. So I'm going to keep it for that. Anyway, Well, I won't keep you any longer. It's a little after 10:30 here, and I'm trying to get to bed a little earlier tonight because I have an early day tomorrow with my friends coming over, and I'm going to get up and cook. So I'm going to do that now. But I just had to share my quilt with you. I don't quilt, so I can't tell you how exciting it is that I got that done. It's all thanks to my friend Sue. So Sue, thank you for being so generous with your time and your talent. I think we all know people like that that are very talented and they just have more talent in their little finger than I have in my whole body for that. Cross stitching is definitely where my skills are. That's where my heart is, and that's what I enjoy doing, and I tend to do it better than I do sewing. But I will tell you, doing all this sewing to making my project bag, making this quilt, finishing my little Christmas wall hanging, it's sort of reignited my sewing bug, and I'm excited about that because I have a lot of patterns over there, and I would love to, to sew some more if I can make myself take the time away from stitching to do that. But it was very rewarding to make a project bag out of my own cross stitch. That was fun. I do recommend that. And I will tell you this, Sue was showing me how to make the project bag exactly the way that you would see it on Elizabeth Can Stitch. She referred me to her. She said, if you need to go back and see how to do it again, go get her tutorial, and that's the kind of bag that she makes. I've made Vonna bags before, and I've made several of those, but I hadn't made one from Elizabeth Can Stitch. And I think her channel name has changed now, but you know who I'm talking about. And so I at least know where to go when I need a refresher. And then Sue also texted me all of the dimensions of all the sections of how she cuts her project bags when she's not putting something in it, like a piece of cross stitch, just the sizes of everything. And that's all you need to when you're going to put your cross stitch in there. You just have to make allowance from your bag. You just subtract how much room your cross stitch is going to take up, and you have to make sure you account for your seam allowances. So I was appreciative that Sue was telling me what she was thinking the whole way, and what she was computing, and I was doing it with her, saying it with her at the same time. And I was very pleased that my math was coming out the same as hers. I was like, oh, good, that's good. Fractions, oh my. But anyway, it was a great day. It was a great fun thing. So today I just had to finish it. I couldn't stand it. And I did. And I'm real proud of that. Very excited. So good night, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. It's the middle of the week. We're headed toward the weekend. It is supposed to get really cold here tomorrow. I can't tell you how excited I am that I don't have to go anywhere. I can stay home and stay warm. I'm cooking lunch for my friends. I may wind up cooking supper for my hubby because I just don't think I want to leave the house. It's supposed to go from 68 degrees that it was the high today to 30 something tomorrow. That's a big drop in temperature. So I'm not looking forward to that. But we'll survive it. We certainly will. And I'll get a lot of stitching done. That's my hope anyway. Well, I hope you do too. And until we can talk again, I wish you happy stitching, happy crafting, and we'll talk soon. Good night, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Dina, and today is the 21st of November, and it is a Thursday, and I want to talk with you a little bit about my stitching today. I had friends over for lunch. We had a great time. They loved the Christmas decorations, and one of the friends said she was amazed at how much of it was stitched. She had no idea I had that much stitching. She hadn't been by my house at Christmas time, I don't think, for a couple of years, and so I've added a lot since she saw it last. But it was great fun to share it. And then after we had a lovely lunch here at the house and then came up into my craft room, I wanted to show them my new storage pieces and how I had reorganized the room since they had seen it last. And they wanted to see the quilt and they wanted to see my project bag I made because I was so excited about it. And it was so much fun sharing it. And then after they left, right after lunch, I settled in to finish stitching. I got up early this morning and got my 121 stitches in on my bingo call and posted it just in case I didn't get back up here. And then I decided it was here, it was out, it was, you know, I had been working on it and I was enjoying it, so I just kept stitching on it. And I wound up getting 336 stitches in it. But I'm talking about the All You Need Is Love by Battecuori. And when I last finished it, I had finished this little girl. I had her completely done and I had the border right under her done. So today I just picked up where I left off and I continued working the border on across under that crate, and then I stitched the crate today. I got the crate finished. So the next thing I'll need to put in there now are all the little hearts that are in the crate that look like little balloons that are coming out. I think those are precious, and that'll be what I work on the next time I pick it up. I'm just kind of working my way over as I go. So I probably won't pull this one back out again until I'm traveling. That's my thought anyway. So I'm going to pack it up, have it ready to go, and put my colors with it here in my little box. And I'll be ready to take her with me. So that'll be good. I went ahead and put up a video today that I had been working on. For one, my friend Donna had agreed to come and film with me, and it had her big finish in it, and I wanted to get that out as quick as I could. And then I will be leaving Tuesday of next week on our trip. So I don't have but a few more days to capture, you know, anything before I go. So my plans are to take whatever I film between now and then and go ahead and schedule it to come up that first week I'm gone. And that way you'll get to see at least everything I stitched before I left town. And maybe my video when I get back won't be quite so long. But I've had a great week so far of stitching and finishing, doing quilting and everything else. So I hope it'll give you a little variety to watch while I'm gone. And I plan on trying to capture what I'm stitching and working on as I go on my trip. And then when I get home, put it together a little video for you about our trip and let you share some of that with me. And so I just want to explain that so that if you notice that there is a gap between when you see this video, there may be a good 2 weeks before you see the next one. So I'm okay. No, I'm okay. I'm just busy traveling. Anyway, I think that is really all my news to share with you today. I hope that you are well, and I can't wait to share more stitching with you. But until then, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is Friday. It's the 22nd of November, and I'm here to talk to you about my stitching today. Today, my bingo call was very specific. It was for a new start, and it even listed which new start I was to get busy on. And it was my Royal Games 2. And this is what she looks like. This is the other two queens. I've done the Queen of Hearts and Spades on the first one. This one is the Queen of Diamonds and the Queen of Clubs. And I chose to start on the Queen of Clubs because I love that teal blue kind of color. And so today I put in 385 stitches total. I did my first 144 and post it in my bingo game because I only need 100 stitches there. And I just kept stitching. It was lovely. So this is her. This is the border between the two queens, and this is where her sleeve will go down. And this is the beginning of her top, the bodice of her dress. This is the one that I split into 12 equal parts, or roughly equal parts, and I wanted to do one a month. And then I realized for my guild, I have to be finished by September. So I couldn't wait and do one a month. So I went ahead and put it on my bingo board to start it in November, and I've decided I'm going to keep stitching on it until I stitch one whole section. And then in December, I'm going to stitch another whole section. And then January through September, I have to stitch the remaining 10. So I will be working on this quite a bit. I just didn't think about dividing it into 10 sections, but a couple of them are very dense in stitching and a couple of them are not as dense. So I probably could combine the two sections that I've got across the two queens' faces, because I've got that divided in half this way and in half that way for two sections. And if I made those one each, then I could get it done in 10 months with no trouble. So that's probably what I'm going to have to do. But anyway, I'm doing this on the other half of the fabric that I purchased from Silk Weaver for a different piece, and wound up not liking the colors in that piece, and went ahead and used it for these two pieces, and I'm thrilled with it. I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm not even going to get too far away from it because I'm going to work on it again tomorrow. My friend Donna is going to come up. She has some framing that's supposed to be ready tomorrow, and she's hoping to get the call to pick it up. And so she decided she'd just come on up here and we'll stitch together. We'll have lunch together. We'll pick up her framing, hopefully, and I'll get to see it before I leave. And so while she's here, this is what I'm going to be working on. My bingo call for tomorrow is, oh, here it is, number 7, a banner year. I have done so little on that piece, and I am going to plan on taking it with me on my vacation. So I will at some point tomorrow put 100 stitches in it. I may not do more than that because it's going with me. It's going to get a lot of attention. So that'll be good. But I will put my 100 stitches in it so I can send it to my bingo group. So that's the stitching for today. I'm going to continue filming little snippets of what I'm stitching, what I'm crafting, what I'm doing, until probably until the Tuesday that we leave. And if I can, I will actually try to get the video scheduled. If I can get it into the computer and ready to go, I could get it scheduled to pop up while we're gone, and that would make it be not quite so far in between videos. But so I think that's it for now, and I will clue you in tomorrow after Donna and I spend our day, and I'll let you know how that went. And otherwise, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina. I am here today to talk to you about my stitching, obviously. I had a bingo call yesterday to start my Royal Games 2, and I did, and I showed that to you a little bit. This is what I am starting, and I've started on the clubs end. And so today I put some more stitches in it. I actually put in another 159 stitches. And so here's what the top looks like now. I have the top all the way to here done. There's some space in here for some crying neck. and Krynic is hard to find. I did find some Krynic at Garon Stitchery. I found the 2 colors I needed, and Gary and Ronnie are sending that to me, but I don't have it yet. So I'm skipping that part and I'm going on across. I'm trying to stitch the first section that I mapped off. And I will tell you, I'm having a very hard time doing it because I tend to like to stitch a color as far as it will go until there's a big break, you know, from it. And then I just build off of that and go from go and go. And in this case, the space runs right across here. So it's everything below that. I shouldn't have stitched all of this, but I'm having a hard time not doing it because it's just right there and it's done. And I don't want to have to pick up that color and do that little tiny spot the next time I pick it up. So I'm getting a few more stitches in this area than is supposed to be, but that's okay. So what I have left to finish in this section that I'm working on is right over here. It goes across right in here, goes across this bottom portion here and comes up and then comes across about right here. So this is the little square I have left to stitch for the first section. It's like right in here. I'll have extra stitches in it, but that's okay. And I'm keeping it out because I would like to stitch on it again tomorrow. I want to stitch on it until I finish at least that first section. And then I'm hoping to do 2 sections, combine 2 sections into one when I get there to her head. But there will be another whole section above where I'm stitching now before I can do that. That's okay. I've got it compartmentalized, and I'll be working on that to get it done. So that was yesterday's bingo call, and I spent a little more time working on it today just because I wanted to. But today's bingo call was for A Banner Year by Kathy Halberman, hands-on design. And I have started the first one, which is So Much Fun. And I had the first set of mittens stitched when I started off. So today I stitched a second set of mittens, and I put in 178 stitches to get those little mittens in there, and I only needed 100 for my bingo game. In fact, I stopped at 116 and went ahead and posted it. That was with just the one color in there, the brown. And then I went ahead and finished out the mittens before I'm going to put it away. This one's going with me on my trip, so I'm hoping to get a lot done on it as we're traveling. And that'll be great. So I had a wonderful day today. I mentioned before that my friend Donna was coming over to be with me, and we were going to pick up her fully finished object from Hobby Lobby. She had stitched cinnamon stars and picked the most beautiful frame for it, and it is gorgeous. I just love it. It's probably the prettiest finish of it I've ever seen. I just love it. Anyway, she was very pleased with it. I was excited that she was so happy with it. Sorry for that clacking. But we went to Hobby Lobby to get her framing. So while we were there, I picked up a few more threads I needed, and I've been kitting up so much stuff that I had to take some stuff out of my master set of DMC, and I wanted to replenish that. And then Donna was looking for some fall items to go in her gift box for the stitching exchange in December. I will miss that one, but they're doing a Christmas gift box, and you can pick any theme you want, and you can, put a pattern in it, and then some things that we've listed as a criteria. And so we finished her shopping today. And then we went back to the clearance section where the frames were, and we hit the jackpot. I mean, hit the jackpot. I found a frame I thought would be perfect for my anticipated new start playing with jacks, and It will be. It'll fit beautifully in there. And then I found 2 frames that I thought would be really pretty to frame up my 2 queens, my 2 card sets. They're a little bit large, and so they're going to accommodate having mats, probably 2. But I'll have to talk to Mindy about that. But I think the frames are beautiful, and I think they will complement the pieces. If they are too terribly big for the piece, then I can return them, I think, and do something else. But they were a bargain. They were back in the framing section where someone had custom ordered them and then didn't like them, I guess, and they put them on clearance. So I got these 2 beautiful frames, large frames, for $10 a piece. So you can't beat that. I think I paid $8 for the one that's going to frame my Playing with Jacks. So it was a good deal. I was happy about that. Donna has a gift exchange at her office where they're going to gift exchange mugs, funny coffee mugs. And so today we found a couple of really cute ones. And so she hasn't, I don't think she's had quite decided until we checked out which one she was going to gift and which one she might just keep for herself. But I was happy that she had choices, and that she said at one time, who would have thought there'd be this many Christmas mugs? But there was a great variety to choose from. So it worked out well. We went to dinner, or lunch actually. My husband joined us, and that was fun. And then I came on back home and we stitched for just a little while, and then Donna had to get on off toward her house. She wanted to get home before dark and check on Harley and take care of him. So we are excited because we will be Zooming tomorrow night with our fellow planners, and then I get to Zoom with her Monday night with a group of ladies from across the country, and then I leave Tuesday. So I won't be able to stitch with her or spend time with her other than on Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp for an extended period of time. So we were really grateful to have this afternoon together. That was a lot of fun. So I think that's the stitching for today. That's all of my news to share. I don't have anything else to share with you about my crafting. I may have more to share if I have some additions to my plans for next year. But at this point, I'm really finalizing what I'm going to take with me on my trip, and deciding if I'm going to unpack it all out of its normal bag and put them in combinations so that I have, less thickness to pack. We'll see. I don't know what has been called for tomorrow yet. It's too early to know. And so there are 2 squares left on my bingo game. So one of them is for Let Love Rain, and the other one is to start my November wordplay. So either one will be great, and I'll be back and share with you what it is that I had to do based on what gets called for tomorrow. So enjoy your stitching, have a great night's sleep, and I hope to talk with you again tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody. Hey, baby, how are you? You coming to see Mama? Hey. Hey, oh my goodness. How are you? How's my girl? How's my girl? Okay, hang on. Let me put it right here. Okay. Now let's see how this goes. Okay, I need to back it up a little bit, I think. What are you doing? Well, hey. Hey, what you doing? You gonna let me stitch? No, you're not. Okay. Okay. We'll love on the baby time. Yeah, we'll love on Coco a little bit. Hey, sweet girl. How are you? You doing okay? Mm. It's good to see you. It's good to see my girl. Yes, it is. It's good to see my girl. Hey. Hey. Hey, beautiful. Okay, can I stitch now? All right. Let me get my stitching done. You gonna stay right there with me? Okay. I'm wondering what angle is going to be best to do this at. I see. I see you, baby. Let me see how this works.